Good evening. It is Monday, May the 4th, be with you, 2020. Welcome to the Big Fat Channel. I am the theDigitalCCH. Alright, today we got a new plan for a video. In the past I've mentioned that we're going to be working on some stuff that's maybe a little more scripted, a little more planned out, and I tried to put something together that hopefully makes for a little better content than some of the other videos we've put out in the past month plus. If you look back at one of my first videos, you'll see that I was probably nervous, didn't know where to look, fumbled a lot, still fumble, still don't know where to look, but I feel like I'm doing a lot better. But what we came up with was 5 things I learned, 30 videos in 30 days. So with that, I'll bring you over to my little presentation here and show you kind of where we started. Back on April 1st, I started out in what I was calling the hashtag 10 video challenge. After 10 days, I completed that successfully, and I decided to add another 15 videos to it and created the 25 video challenge. Made it all the way through to April 30th, and that's where we got to 30 videos in 30 days. So, not to say I'm some pioneer in the video challenge industry or anything like that, but for me personally, it was quite challenging to do the first one, let alone 10 in a row, then 25 in a row, and now we're going on, I think, 35 in a row. So, hopefully for anybody out there that is looking to just get started, start small. You don't have to worry about what you're going to do for the next 6 months or a year. Just do one video. Just start, press record, get a video recorded, and upload, and go from there. So what now? What did I learn? Here's my 5 things. 1, it takes time between prep, recording, edits, uploading, thumbnails, managing your channel. It does take time. So if you don't have a lot of free or spare time in your personal life, if this isn't currently or going to be your full-time job, maybe think about how much time you can dedicate to it. Equipment, hardware, software. How are you going to be recording? Any creator you talk to, they'll say you can start with a phone and just no editing software, no nothing. Any iPhone, any Android obviously has a video record feature. Just set up your phone, record a 5-minute video, and upload it to your channel, which I guess should have been one of my first points. Is you need to obviously create a channel. Maybe we'll walk through how to set up a channel, what you need to do to get started as far as channel art, your avatar image, things like that, naming the channel, how to manage it, a little bit about the Creator Studio, things like that. So those are all things you need to worry about. If you are going to get into full video cameras or DSLRs, things like that, what ones are best? The Canon M50 I heard a lot of good things about. Good kind of starter digital camera. Great features for vlogging and just starting out. And then what type of software are you going to use? I'm using OBS, Open Broadcast Systems, for recording my videos, and I just export the file directly from there, upload it to YouTube. I'm not currently doing any segment cuts, editing, transitions, things like that. So those are things you need to think about, whether it's any of the Apple software or the Adobe software, Premiere Pro. They have a budget version out, Premiere Rush I think it's called, or Adobe Rush, whatever it is. I'm going to start looking into that. But right now I'm working with 2 or 3 basic Logitech C920s. I have a couple different camera angles that I have set up. So I have one over here looking in on the side, and then I have one that shoots to the back of my desk, and then obviously the main camera that just shoots for most of my videos. So those are all things you obviously need to worry about or think about when you're looking to start your channel. Next up, we have find your voice. What's your mission? So, when I first started, I didn't really know what I was going to be talking about, what type of content I was going to be creating. It was just a personal challenge for myself to actually just get started and just do it. As I made it through the first 10 and then the first 25 videos, I started to get a feel for what I liked talking about or what I thought I could create videos around. Now, don't get me wrong, this whole quarantine issue and everything we're dealing with has made it a little more difficult to make videos outside of my house. So hopefully once we can start getting back out again, we'll be able to create some other types of videos that have a little different content, where we can go out and about and do and see things. So hopefully that gets cleared up soon, but unfortunately for New Jersey, Governor Murphy just said basically school is done for the year and don't plan on doing anything anytime soon. So we'll see where that goes. Next up, we have be critical of yourself and welcome feedback and criticism from others. This is one of my pain points, I guess you could call it, mainly because in the beginning of what I was doing, I didn't really know what I was doing, so any feedback I would get I took as a personal, a criticism, not necessarily constructive feedback. So I think you need to be able to kind of watch your own videos and see what you feel you're doing good, doing bad, what could have done you could have done differently, what you can do better, and what makes sense for what it is you're doing in your videos. Next up, we have look in the mirror, decide if you will take the next step. What I mean by that is, say you do a 10 video challenge like I did. You get to the end of it and you say, now what? What's the point? If you enjoyed doing it, you feel it's a creative outlet for yourself to express yourself, whether it's, say you're into artwork, painting, drawing, crafting, whatever it is it something that you can do? You can spend 15-30 minutes a day doing that thing. Just throw a video camera on yourself and record yourself doing it. If that helps you relieve any stresses in life, or you feel like you have personally accomplished something, for me that's what this is kind of about. I don't know that I'll ever actually get to the point of being monetized and making any money out of all this, but who knows. I could find a certain niche that people really like and it takes off, so who knows. But that's what I mean by look in the mirror, decide what the next step is. If you're not feeling anything, if you're not feeling accomplished by doing it, if you feel that it's more stress and pressure to have to do this once a day or 2 or 3 times a week or whatever it is, then it's creating more stress in your life than it's possibly solving. So that's what I mean by that. For me personally, I am going to continue doing this. Like I've said before, I don't know that it will be 7 days a week, but I feel like that first time I don't do one, I'll have let myself down or something. So we'll see where it goes. And I actually have a bonus here. What did I learn? When I first started doing this, 6 weeks ago, whatever it was, I maybe had a subscription list of 10 or 15 different channels that I watched, creators that I followed. Now I think it's up over 75. So find a list of 10 or 15 creators that you follow or that you come across in your different videos that you watch, and look for things you like in their videos, whether it's the way they do their edits and their transitions, or how they go from one scene to another in their dialogue, or the type of content they're creating. I think this will help you with your creativity for your content. And maybe you can draw some inspiration from them to help you build an idea about what it is you want to be doing. So those are my five things I learned, with a bonus. So what's next? Define your brand. For me personally, I've narrowed it down to 3 main content types, and how digital, social, and tech kind of intermingle with those 3 different content types. Carrying a phone in your pocket has become so, it's second nature now. 10, 15, 20 years ago, we used phone books, and you didn't have a computer in your pocket, literally. Now Google that is, that's what it means to look something up. So any kids that are born in the last 5 or 10 years, they don't know what life without a tablet, or without a phone, or without DVR, or without Amazon Fire Stick, or any of these things that it's just content on demand, literally, is in their life. So what are our 3 main content areas? I've mentioned this before, but the Digital CCH, that's my personal online persona. It's more of the tech and marketing and digital, social media. Big Fat Tailgate Party is kind of an inside look to my everyday life and events. Going out to concerts or sports events, football games, things like that. And then Big Fat Good Time is going to be the concept around any cooking, grilling, restaurant reviews, things like that. So those are how we're going to brand any of our videos. If it doesn't really fall into any one of those categories, it'll just fall under the Big Fat channel. If I brand it any of those 3, that's what the content type will be about. I hope that makes sense. So I'll leave links below to all of our websites, anything else we might have, and these are our 5 main hashtags that you'll see throughout any of our videos, any of our blog posts, any of our branding. Hashtag the Big Fat Channel, the Digital CCH, Big Fat Tailgate Party, Big Fat Good Time, and obviously me, Christian Hendrickson. Is how we're gonna market ourselves, market myself, and do some branding, and hopefully start to branch out in some of the content types, or platforms I should say. Right now we're mainly YouTube and Facebook. I'm reluctantly gonna look into TikTok, although Gary Vee says you should have been on TikTok 2 years ago. Instagram, we have to get a little louder and larger presence on, and Twitter, I've been on Twitter for years now. I don't use it the way you probably should. It's more of just a kind of browse through a couple scrolls on my timeline to see what's going on. But right now we're mainly YouTube and Facebook. So that's going to be about it for tonight. I hope you liked what you saw. If you do, leave a comment below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and all that other fancy stuff that people say at the end of their videos. So have a good night. We will see you most likely tomorrow, if not another couple times this week. Hope everyone's doing well out there, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.